Good Thursday, family and friends. This is our weekly message coming out from Our Lady of the Valley and Holy Cross churches here in Wayne on this beautiful day. If it wasn't for the changing color of the leaves on the trees, you would never know we're in the fall season. I mean, right now, according to my phone, it's 81 degrees outside. It feels so wonderful to be able to go out and walk and enjoy this weather. And hopefully the weather will continue through the weekend and all the way up to Halloween, which is always a fun celebration for both adults and children. I know I've shared with you in the past, always on Halloween, I join friends and we go into New York City, have dinner, and then we go to the Halloween parade in Greenwich Village. And I always think it's amazing that more people come to the Halloween parade on Halloween in Greenwich Village than come to the Thanksgiving Day parade on Thanksgiving, which is hosted by Macy's. So it's always a fun time for both children and adults. And Halloween has such a rich tradition that goes back centuries. It originated in the Celtic tradition, the Celts who lived in what is now present-day Ireland, United Kingdom, and parts of France, and over 2,000 years ago. And it basically was a celebration that began what they call the season of Samhain. And the interesting thing about the Irish language is you pronounce it nothing like it looks or how you would think it might be pronounced. And so I told you it was called the festival of Samhain, but it's actually spelled Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. And really, Samhain was also the Celtic name for the month of November. And so it began on October 31st. They counted their days from sundown to sundown, just like our Jewish brothers and sisters did. And it was a time, it was interesting. They believed that during that period, from October 31st to November 1st, the boundary between heaven and hell, the living and the dead, sort of got blurred. And it also believed then that the dead came back as ghosts and they returned to the earth. And so, in addition to causing trouble and damaging the crops, the Celts thought that the presence of these otherworldly spirits made it easier for the Druids, or the Celtic priests, to make predictions about the future. And so for a people entirely dependent on the volatile nature of the world, these prophecies were an important source of comfort during the long, dark days of winter, because actually October 31st for them was the end of summer and the beginning of fall going into winter. And so to commemorate the events, the Druids would build large, huge, sacred bonfires where the people would gather around to burn the crops and animals as sacrifices to the Celtic deities. And during the celebration, they would wear costumes, typically consisting of animal heads and skins, and they attempted to tell each other's fortunes. And so when that celebration was over, then when they would go again and light the hearth fires in their home from these bonfires, which they had extinguished early in the days. It was a way to move from the fall into the winter of their season, from summer to fall to winter. And so that was really the origins of what we today know as Halloween. It came from the Celtic tradition, and it came here into the United States in the 19th century when so many people emigrated to our country from different parts of Europe. And that then ushered in All Saints' Day the following day. Because during the month of November, we sometimes refer to it as the month of remembrance. We begin on November 1st with the celebration of All Saints, and then we move into the next day, November 2nd, what we call the commemoration of all the faithful departed, or commonly referred to as All Souls' Day. And then we begin that wonderful month of remembrance to remember the saints and to remember all of our relatives and friends who have died, who are now numbered among the saints in their own way. So it's a wonderful time, a wonderful celebration, and a wonderful season. Some things to get ready for in these coming weeks as we move into the month of November. This coming weekend, we remind you to bring back the pledge envelopes that some of you received last week for here in church. But also, if you received one in the mail, you can also bring that back this weekend and just drop it into the collection basket. As I reminded you, I take these envelopes still sealed down to our diocesan center on Monday. I do not look at them. I do not open them. Whatever you pledge or give to the diocesan ministry appeal is between you and those people in the diocese who take care of these forms and tabulate everything there. So those envelopes can be brought back this weekend for the diocesan ministry's appeal, and then I will bring them down to our diocesan center the very next day. As I said, on Wednesday, November 1st, is the Solemnity of All Saints. For us here, it is a holy day of obligation. A reminder that the Eucharist will be celebrated here at Our Lady of the Valley on Wednesday at 9 a.m. and at 7 p.m. Then the following day, we celebrate All Souls Day, the commemoration of the faithful departed. So those of you who have All Souls Day envelopes, you can also return them this weekend so I can get them ready for All Souls Day on Thursday, because they're normally placed here by the ambo with a candle, and they remain there for the month of November. So all of our deceased relatives and friends can be remembered, all the Masses celebrated here at Our Lady of the Valley and Holy Cross. Also, with the coming of November, we get ready for our Thanksgiving food drive. It's amazing how fast the months of this year have gone. And forms for that Thanksgiving food drive are available in church this weekend. They're at the doors of the church, and you can just take one, fill it out, and then return it to us in the parish offices so we know exactly what's going to happen as we get closer to Thanksgiving. We'll also be placing an order very soon for the St. Joseph missals that so many of you like to use during the year. And so if you have not placed your order, you better get it in very quick, like no later than, say, next Monday or Tuesday, because we'll be placing that order very quickly so they can get here in time to begin the Advent season, the beginning of December. And also, we are still looking for sponsors to be listed on the back of our bulletin that's available here at Our Lady of the Valley and Holy Cross each weekend. As I've mentioned before, it is the sponsors who actually pay for the printing of our bulletin. We don't pay for it. It's done through the sponsors and the ads that they pay for. So if by chance you know someone who has a business they would like to advertise, please have them contact our parish office, and we can give you all the information about advertising on the back page of our bulletin. Also, very soon, the mailing for our Christmas raffle will be going out. Here we're still in October, and we're still now getting ready to celebrate Christmas. You know, when we started the Christmas raffle a couple years ago, I never knew it was going to be as successful as it was. People really liked the idea, particularly of the reverse raffle, where the winners are the last tickets drawn from the container. So those ticket letters will be going out very soon. You'll fill the form out, get it back to us, and then we'll get you your tickets in the mail. So lots of things to look forward to as we get end of October into the month of November, and then get ready to begin a new liturgical year with the first Sunday of Advent in the very beginning of December. So enjoy this beautiful weather today. Enjoy this weather for the weekend. Pray for good weather. But most importantly, please continue to pray for peace, particularly in Israel, Gaza, and with the Jewish people and the Palestinian people. This has been going on too long, and it needs to come to an end, a peaceful end in some way. But also, as you've been hearing on the news, please pray for the people in Maine. What they're undergoing right now, another mass shooting. They are getting too numerous. Literally, a day does not go by someplace in the United States that there's some kind of a mass shooting. So pray for the people of Maine, pray for our Jewish brothers and sisters, pray for our Palestinian brothers and sisters, and pray for peace. Have a good day.